Confucius said that a man who understands the Tao in the morning can die contentedly in the evening. But to see the world clearly, to see life clearly, to know with absolute certainty and conviction the absolute oneness of all things, that there's not a single atom that is out of place, that the world is exactly as it should be, that terms like good and evil and right and wrong are mere desires of how we wish the world to be, that life and death, sickness and health, love and hatred are all part of the same narrative, needing one for the other to be understood, then you start on a journey of true peace and freedom and liberation that ends all fear of death and all the worry of the world. For to know the Tao, to know this eternal moment, is to know the truth of every moment. For every moment is always this moment, right here and right now. And in understanding this truth of existence, this one moment of existence in which you see clearly and fully that you are it, that all there is this right here and right now, that there's nothing more for you to reach for, nothing more for you to search for, that all your spiritual endeavors are right here and right now. For there is no place to go, nothing to lose. For you are not the body, you are not your thoughts, and you are not this life, but life in all its forms. The Tao itself constantly taking shape and forming reality, all of existence being expressed through your being. You are your own wave, and no wave will be like you. And yet you are not separate from the ocean. You are the ocean. It's the understanding that duality and non-duality are part of the same expression, that separateness and interconnectedness are necessary to understand both. When you truly understand this moment, this eternal moment, and understand that everything that you experience is just like the video you're watching, transitioning and flowing from one scene to the next, forming off of itself, building off itself, projecting out into the world, and using all the processes in the meantime for you to perceive it as something separate, when in truth it is all one. Many get so used to the separation and the loneliness and the feeling that they are the way they are, that they have to mourn the losses and suffer the sadness and experience the challenges, because so much of life when you're living it can feel like suffering and can feel so challenging. And when you begin to get lost in the idea that there is more than right now, more than this moment, it is easy to feel yourself slip into depression and loneliness and despair. Around the world, we see this happening to so many people. Life feels so difficult when you don't realize that you're attached to the source. When you see yourself as a detached wave, losing energy with every motion and soon going to dissolve into nothing, rather than knowing fully that you are the ocean and that you will return to it once more. There's a freedom to understanding this moment fully and completely, to understanding the oneness and the perfection of this existence. There is a joy and entertainment to the soulful, perfected boredom that follows in understanding that life is perfect, that this is it. This is the culmination of all creation in this moment right here and right now. And it is when you begin to truly embrace the eternity of a moment and understand that everything is this moment that true freedom begins to bloom. It is when you begin to truly take heed of the here and now and let go of everything that you are and everything you believe yourself to be, that freedom becomes possible. For when you realize that you are not in control, and that if you let go of worry, sadness, anger, and fear, that everything will still happen as it's happening. That if you give up your wanting and desiring a specific outcome and embrace every moment of action and doing that, the joy you will experience will be endless. Life is not lived with a finish line. Life is not about racing to a singular destination that you have to get to. Life is about what is happening every instant of every moment of every second of every day. The life that you live then is not something you're doing, but something that you are. Not something you're directing and making happen, but the very shape and form and action of it happening. You forget so often and so much that you are not this person struggling. You are not any of the pains and sorrows that have happened in your life. You are the experience of these things, the transforming moment where they happen and they pass, the emotions that arise, but never the story that you make of it, never the tales that you tell about it, never the idea that this is the reality of it. No. To truly understand this eternal moment, to realize the truth of the Tao, to be here fully and completely is to let go. For the moment cannot be controlled. The moment cannot be observed or thought about or rationalized. For anything that is rationalized and understood is not the Tao, nor is it the eternal now. For your mind, which serves you in so much of your life, also keeps you from truly experiencing the now, always trying to make sense of it, and always trying to understand it. and always trying to figure out how to use it. But true liberation comes not from being able to do anything the mind wants to do, but rather to be able to surrender to the universe, to move with the universe, and understanding that you have been moving with the universe this entire time, that there's never been a time when you have been separated from the now, just as there's never a time when a wave is not the ocean. You are the infinite that you have been searching for and praying to, the grand design for which you have never been separate from, the greatest show for which you have been obsessed with watching every moment of every second of your existence. You are it. This is it. And just as the man who understands the Tao in the morning can die contently in the evening, when you realize the truth of this moment, this eternal now, the Tao, you can realize fully that you are perfect and complete.